What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, initially, I was going to do a Mayweather Maidana Part 2 rescored, but I thought that would be a waste of time because it was pretty easy fight to score. Maidana's best round was clearly his round 4. I told you in my last video, I don't count one punch in round 3. No bullshit like that. They're 3-minute rounds, so unless you do something damaging, knock your opponent down, or, you know what I mean, have them trapped on the ropes or something like that, one punch ain't gonna cut it. So instead of doing a rescored, I want to talk about Mayweather. Talk about some questions you guys constantly ask me, his legacy. Now, some of you guys get real caught up. You're like, oh, he says TBE, he said the best ever. Fuck that. Now, that's fair. That's debatable. I don't care. But some of you guys get so sucked up in that the fact that he calls himself the best ever. Like, he's confident, he believes in his skill. Truthfully, there is no best, like Nas said. Who's the best? Nas, Pac, and Big ain't no best. And that's how I feel. There can't be a best, especially since boxing has been going on for over a century. You got different weight classes. So how could you talk about like Ray Robinson versus Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson? They're different weight divisions. Floyd, Pacquiao, they're different weight divisions. Rocky Marciano, these are all great names that have done legendary things in the sport. Some are in the same weight division, but the eras are different. You got guys who were fighting 2 times in a month, you know what I'm saying? Things like that in the Ray Robinson days and stuff like that. It's a completely different ball game. But when it comes to Mayweather, I think a lot of boxing fans sleep on some things that he does do exceptionally well. You know what I mean? They focus on, oh, he said this about Ray Rice or wife beater and stuff like that. I'm talking about the sweet science. I'm talking about boxing. In ring, what does he do? And there's some things that I feel he doesn't really get credit from, at least from the haters, because they're so quick to harp and talk about what he does do wrong. And I'm not no Captain Save-A-Ho. Mayweather's a grown man. There's plenty of stuff that he does that I do not approve of. I mean, being educated is one of them. I don't know if he can or can't read, but if he can't, that's something, with all that money, that's something you should look into. You know what I mean? Take some night classes or whatever. Burning money when there's schools and like people who are displaced from the hurricane in Cabo and shit like that. Use your money for something better. So I don't, unlike some of you guys who are radical fans for fighter X, Y, and Z, I like Mayweather. I like his skill set, but I don't like anybody else. I don't agree with every single fucking thing he does. You know what I mean? That same thing with Tyson. Tyson was my favorite fighter, but that doesn't mean I have to agree if he says something, like he said something real chauvinistic to a female reporter. It was funny. He was like, "Yeah, so I don't give interviews to female reporters unless they're gonna fornicate." Well, are you trying to fornicate or what? Like, I mean, it's funny, but I don't think he should have got at the female reporter like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to be objective when it comes to your favorite fighter. And I feel a lot of the people that hate Floyd Mayweather, they don't. And I just want to talk about some things in this video after watching Marcos Maidana Part 2 in the Mayweather thing, and talk about some things that I noticed. And if anyone wants to go have an educated conversation, not know Ray Rice, wife beater, and shit like that, talk about boxing. And I'm going to tell you some things that I observed with Floyd that I don't think he gets credit for. One would be his fucking chin. I mean, the dude, his recovery time is ridiculous. In the Shane Mosley fight, he was badly hurt, almost got knocked down. Shane Mosley has power. He's always had power. And he has explosive power because he had speed behind it. Whether you think, some people, they discredit Shane Mosley saying he was washed up and he sucked and all kinds of shit like that. But you got to keep in mind, Floyd fought a dangerous Mosley. Whether he was older than you think or you thought he was past his prime, guess what? Tell that to Antonio Margarito, who got the shit beat out of him and stopped by Shane Mosley. Pacquiao beat the shit out of Margarito too, but Margarito licked off some good shots too, and Margarito didn't get stopped by Pacquiao. Yet everyone praises Pacquiao for the Margarito performance. He did look very good and fucked up Margarito's eye, but Pacquiao didn't stop him. Yet when it comes to Shane Mosley, you say Shane was past his prime. You know what I mean? Another thing I think people like don't give credit for Floyd, or a reason why, is because you get to see, he's been in the game so long, you get to see like fighters' whole careers. Like Zab Judah, he never really panned out to be as good as his skill set. You know what I'm saying? So knowing how Danny Garcia later beat Zab Judah or Amir Khan later beat Zab Judah, etc., you can take that into consideration. Whether like where you look at guys like Canelo, if he's fighting Edeslandi Lara, we don't know what's going to happen for Lara's career when Lara gets to age 35 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He could be a complete bum and get washed up. So again, you live for the moment with a lot of current fighters, or the younger fighters, if you will, because we don't know what's going to happen to their opponents in the future. Boxing is a brutal sport. But back to Mayweather, I think he has a chin. The Mosley fight showed it. Round 3 of this fight with Maidana. I mean, you got to keep it real. Maidana had his feet planted and bombed on Floyd when he wasn't expecting it. It looks similar to me to the shot that Marquez landed on Pacquiao that ultimately knocked him out. Now, Pacquiao's situation might be a little bit different. He kind of like was in motion to, I guess, throw and pounce on his opponent. But either way, there were well-timed, well-placed shots that it stiffened Mayweather's legs up, but he had a tough round 4, and then he recovered, and he shook the cobwebs out. That's, you know what I'm saying? That recovery time and that chin is underestimated. Whereas Pacquiao in his fight with Marquez, who, keep in mind, is not a guy who had as many welterweight fights as Maidana. Maidana's been knocking out grown-ass men. Guys like Jesus Soto Caras, who has a granite chin. You know what I'm saying? Soto Caras has a good chin. If you look who he's been stopped by, he got stopped by Keith Thurman, Maidana. You know what I'm saying? The dude got a chin. And people don't give credit for that. They're like, oh, Floyd, you know what I mean? And we praise Pacquiao for having a granite chin. Pacquiao does have a really good chin as well. He just got caught in the Marquez fight. However, nobody really brings up the fact that Floyd eats certain shots, and, you know what I mean, we overlook it. I also posted a video on my Instagram, @BoxingEgo. Make sure you check that out. And it's one round. It's a 15-second clip, which is what Instagram allows. And this motherfucker dodged like 5 to 6, and it's a 15-second highlight video. He dodged like 5 to 6 punches from Maidana. Now, Maidana is not the quickest guy. He's not Amir Khan with the hand speed, but we know he's deadly, and he's improving, and he's getting better. And you got a guy who's younger than you, who's more powerful than you. He hits hard, you know what I mean? Hits like a ton of bricks, and he's letting his hands go. And Floyd, it's like he can anticipate the shots, and he's moving, and he's in motion. I guarantee you the clip I posted, I'll put the link in the description, if you put Adrian Broner in that same sequence, Maidana would have got off on him. Maidana probably would have knocked him down again, because Adrian Broner was getting caught with those same type of shots where he does like a feint and then a little pity pat punch, and then he does like a leaping lunging punch. These are the same shots that an inexperienced fighter, and I'm not saying Broner doesn't have any experience, but he's more inexperienced than Mayweather, they will get caught with. And I still see Broner losing to Maidana if they rematch. You know what I'm saying? Unless they drain Maidana and have Maidana come down and wait to meet Broner at like 144 or something. I see Maidana winning because he was getting clipped by Emmanuel Taylor, who doesn't have as much power as Maidana, and Maidana has just steadily been improving. So ultimately, I don't think a lot of people give credit for certain things. They want to focus on Mayweather can't read or this and that. But if you look at him, he's really like a textbook model citizen of the sweet science and what you can do if you're so inclined and have the natural ability, the training, and the upbringing. Like I said, Maidana, and this is proof of it. You look at guys who weren't considered washed up, like Canelo, Robert Guerrero, who weren't considered boxing old, and they're able to win fights post Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Canelo, he beat the shit out of Angulo. He had a competitive, controversial fight with Edeslandi Lara where he looked better than he did in the Mayweather fight. A lot of people gave Canelo the fight. It was close, but he was ripping to the body. Yet, when did we see Mayweather getting his body annihilated like that? You know what I'm saying? Like Edeslandi Lara was. And Edeslandi Lara is a good fighter, a slick fighter, considered a slick fighter. Plus, he's a southpaw. Plus, he's bigger than Mayweather. And Canelo was abusing his body. You look at Maidana, a lot of people compare Amir Khan's performance, even though it was pre-Robert Garcia, even though it was years ago, they compare his performance with Maidana to the new Maidana. Like, that's bullshit. because that was a fight of the year. It was a great fight. But you got to keep in mind, yes, Amir Khan did knock Maidana down, perfectly placed, great body shot. I give Khan all the credit in the world. But as the fight wore on, Maidana, and keep in mind, I don't even know if he had a trainer, and if he did, it wasn't Robert Garcia, who's been working with him on his jab and his timing, different things like that, explosiveness, and overall just stamina and stuff. Khan, at the end of the fight, was getting rocked and repeatedly rocked with the same shot. He got hit, and then I distinctly remember this. Roy Jones Jr. was commentating that fight. Go back and watch it if you don't believe me. And Roy Jones was like, oh, he cannot let him keep hitting him with that shot. That's Roy Jones, pretty much verbatim what Roy Jones said. Because Maidana was doing this like unorthodox chopping right hand or whatever that he always does. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it hard for guys to get a read on. And Amir Khan got caught with that shit multiple times. Like just at will. And then there was moments of that fight where I believe Cortez was like lulling the action. Yet fast forward to Mayweather, Kenny Bayless intervened, and he did intervene and break up the action and stuff like that. But when Cortez did it, the diehard Amir Khan fans, they don't say shit about how Cortez bought Amir Khan time. So much to the point where if you go watch the tapes, Maidana in his fight with Khan accidentally punched Cortez for he was trying to get to Khan, and Cortez was trying to break up the action. But people don't talk about that. It was a great fight. It was an action-packed fight. And the last thing I want to talk about is Mayweather being boring. This is perfectly simple. Mayweather being boring is because, one, you're not getting your way if you're expecting him to lose. And two, Mayweather lets his skills do the talking to the point where he shows separation, and other guys don't typically make it a competitive fight. So it starts to become boring because it's not like Amir Khan versus Maidana, because it's grossly one-sided, and you pretty much know the outcome. Maidana has a chin. Mayweather doesn't have all the power in the world at welterweight, so he probably isn't going to get stopped. And then Maidana's growing increasingly frustrated, biting Mayweather. He took him down. He elbowed him or whatever. And you know that unless something drastic happens, i.e. Chavez Sr. versus Meldrick Taylor, he's finna fucking lose. And that's why it's boring. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? That's not everyone's cup of tea. I appreciate boxing, whether it's a all-out war like Brandon Rios and Alvarado won or whatever. But I also appreciate the sweet science and seeing Mayweather frustrate his opponent and become so elusive where he's the only one that's able to get off the shots that he wants to get off. I feel that's part of boxing as well. So, like I said, I mix it up personally. Me personally, I mix it up. And it's just like the game the other day on Thursday or whatever, the Tampa Bay game. They were getting scraped. The Buccaneers were getting murdered. So I turned it off because I'm a football fan too. I turned that shit off. You know why? Because it was boring and they were getting buried. I think it was like 14 to 51 or some shit, 50 plus points, which is ridiculous in football for two professional teams. So I turned it off. So I get it. You know what I mean? That's why some people turn off Mayweather fights, because his skills provide that separation where unless you land something big and, you know what I mean, catch him slipping or father time, then you pretty much know the outcome. They're going to lose somehow, some shape, some form. And since Mayweather, again, he's fighting guys who typically have a size advantage, they're stronger or bigger, he's not necessarily going to knock him out at welterweight. You know what I mean? And that's just what it comes down to. So I get it. That's why some people call him boring. Even guys like Rigondeaux, same shit. It's because Nonito Donaire can't find Rigondeaux. He can't do what's necessary to beat Rigondeaux. So it's boring. You know what I mean? That's part of your obligation as a fighter to figure it out. Chavez Sr. was very good at that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe some of these new school fighters need to take it back to the days and learn from, you know what I mean, their boxing forefathers like Chavez Sr. Chavez Sr., he knew what style he had. He was confident in the style he had. He would come get you. He didn't give a fuck if you're Pernell Whitaker, if you're Meldrick Taylor, if you're Roger Mayweather. Despite whatever style you did, he was going to do what he was going to do, you know what I mean? And he's going to try to bully you and make it his fight, you know what I mean? And that's what some of these fighters need to do. You want to beat Mayweather, then shit, beat him. You know what I mean? Don't cheat, just beat him. So ultimately, that's my thoughts. I think A lot of things that Mayweather does based on his dumb antics or just the media controversy, the refusal to fight Pacquiao or that fight not happening, just dumb shit like that. A lot of stuff he does gets overlooked. But we praise other situations like Amir Khan. He did knock Maidana down at 140 with the body shot, but then he also got his shit rocked repeatedly. And then you watch the Mayweather Maidana 2, after the third round, the third and fourth round, how much did Maidana land that shot that had him hurt? Admittedly, he admitted on the epilogue that Maidana hurt him with that shot at the end of the round 3, because I'm assuming he didn't expect it. But that's part of his brilliance, is how is he able to get hit with that, recover, and not only recover, make for damn sure you don't have that same sequence of shots or you don't land that same shot. Same thing with Shane Mosley. It's like a flash in the pan. It's like a one-hit wonder when it comes to a lot of these guys landing great shots on Mayweather. So let me know what you guys think. Do you love him? Do you hate him? Do you agree with this video? Do you hate me? I don't give a fuck. So, you know what I mean? You can hate me all you want. As long as it don't affect my bank account, I'm all good. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off.